New Prada Ocean Le Parfum versus Eau de Parfum. Let's talk about it.
Here's some codes to save you some cash on your next Middle Eastern niche or designer fragrances.
What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. So today we're going to be talking about the brand new Ocean Luna Rossa versus Eau de Parfum. Really, this is going to be a first impression on Ocean Le Parfum. Okay, so this was just released. It was honestly just available within the last 2 days. It was one of the fragrances that I couldn't get my hands on pre-release, unfortunately. I couldn't get it from overseas. So let's talk about the whole Prada Ocean DNA. I feel like the Prada Ocean is an underrated fragrance in my opinion. This is a great blue, sweet, ambery fragrance with some vanilla, etc. I think it's an underrated fragrance. Not many people appreciate this one. I, however, do. I find this to be a fantastic fragrance that has a lot more versatility than the color might suggest. It's ambery, it's got some citrus tops, woody, vanillic, relatively simple, but in what it's doing a great job. Some freshness at the top. Like I said, I'd rock this literally everywhere. And honestly, I would even signature scent this during a lot of seasons aside from the summertime. Although it is relatively simple in the note breakdown, I think it's much more sexy of a fragrance than a lot of people would lead you to believe. In my opinion, it still has some of that iris. It's got like this powdery vibe to it. It's a great fragrance, a slight blue undertone, but I get mostly this ambery, vanillic, woody, and peppery type of fragrance. Super sexy. I like this one a lot. You can't really go wrong with that one. You can pull it out on a date, you can signature scent it, etc. And why we're comparing these two will make a little bit more sense once I emphasize on why I picked these two in the comparisons. So, Eau de Parfum has grapefruit, woody notes and frankincense in the mid, and in the base we've got vanilla and amber extreme. The newest flanker, the Le Parfum, at the top has lemon, and then we've only got the note of saffron listed in the mid, and in the base there's oak and also amber extreme. The reason I'm comparing these side by side is because it's relatively close with a couple of different or newer accords to the whole Ocean Eau de Parfum concentration, or just the Eau de Parfum flanker. This is true as a flanker, and it's refreshing as a flanker as well, not redundant by any means. However, the addition of saffron and the amber extreme seems to be dosed up in this one in particular. A little bit less of that olibanum, which kind of removes any of those soapy or fresh or piney type of nuances, is removed from this one, and it's replaced with those spiced saffrons with a slight leather undertone. Basically what it translated into is, at the top at least for first impressions, this is a much richer, denser, kind of like the bottle colors would suggest. Whereas this is more of a blue fragrance, this is more of like a red fragrance. Genuinely takes the ambers in this fragrance, intensifies it, and creates this red nature. So yes, I like this fragrance. I actually like it a lot. Whereas Ocean Eau de Parfum is a great, well-rounded fragrance. It's much easier to get into. I feel like the Le Parfum version is a lot more of an intense version. It's spicier, it's more resinous, more Middle Eastern, if you will. It genuinely is more Middle Eastern. More ambery, more spicy, leathery, saffron, oriental fragrance. It's like you took this and you added more interesting factors and depth. It's a deeper, denser, richer fragrance than this, and I enjoy it more. I genuinely enjoy this more. I paid for this with all of my money, believe it or not. I just picked it up from Nordstrom actually not long ago, and yeah, it's a better flanker, period. It depends on what you define as better. Versatility factor goes still to the Eau de Parfum concentration, although it is more of like this sexier, powdery fragrance that a lot of people might not find that versatile. I do. I feel like you can signature scent this during the cooler weather, along with a spring night, or even during dates. Pretty easy office date type of fragrance. Whereas this one is going to be a lot more intense. Date night, spring, no summertime, and going to be much more of like this winter and fall, less of a signature scent and more of a special occasion. It smells special. It smells like a special occasion fragrance, which means that it smells pretty high end. I know that it comes with a higher price tag, but in all honesty, it doesn't smell too designer. It has some refreshing aspects to it, although it's not an elixir. It's kind of playing in that territory of elixir family of fragrances. So if you enjoy fragrances like Boss Bottled Elixir, the new one, you're gonna like this one because it puts me in that vibe. It puts me in that feeling of family of fragrances. So Le Parfum, yes, it's great. I think it's my favorite flanker as of right now. Keep in mind though that I do enjoy denser, richer, deeper scent profiles. I have different respects and appreciation for different fragrances, but this is the deepest, densest of them all. And for that reason, it's absolutely going to start off by being one of my favorites, unless it does something strange on my skin, etc. during the full wear. So stay tuned for the full review. But like I said, if you enjoy fragrances like Boss Bottled Elixir, you appreciated what that one does in terms of how it takes the original scent profile, deepens it, makes it a lot richer, more Middle Eastern, Oriental, then you're gonna like the Le Parfum. It does a similar nature. It takes this, deepens it, makes it more Oriental, and by no means are these redundant. They are actually quite different, and I appreciate that, and I love the fact that they're actually going into these scent profiles. I do feel like it's a strange time. Why would you release released this around the summertime. I'm not hating on it though. I still think that it's a successful flanker in terms of the scent profile. Don't miss out on this scent profile because it absolutely smells like a designer fragrance that's borderline treading in towards a more niche territory of fragrances. I'm not gonna say that this smells niche, but it is playing with certain nuances and accords that will have you remember certain niche fragrances, similar to Boss Bottled Elixir. You guys, that's like my #1 Elixir fragrance right now is Bottled Elixir. I think it's a fantastic fragrance that does the richness, the depth, the oriental, the testy edge. It reminds me of how classic fragrances that really used to pack a punch were once upon a time. And this one seems like its cousin, honestly. It seems like it could be a cousin in terms of how it takes the previous flanker and really doses up some of that intensity and plays around with different accords that aren't really that common in the designer realm. With saffron, etc., that's not really used too often in a lot of mass appealing designer fragrances. So there you have it. That's my first impression on Luna Rossa Le Parfum. Both of these are quite different. If you ask me which one should I get, etc., I'm gonna be real with you guys. The versatility goes with the Eau de Parfum. As always, I'm always gonna be real with you guys. It's just a figure of speech. But Le Parfum, if you're looking for a sexier, richer, that's what it's gonna be. For me personally, I think both of these are excellent fragrances. First impression, this is a 9.5 out of 10. It's an excellent fragrance. I think one of the best ones from the Ocean lineup. And as of right now, it is the best one. Runner-up is gonna be the Ocean Eau de Parfum. A lot simpler. This was more complex to me than a lot of the Prada fragrances. And now it's like not even as complex anymore because of this one. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my first impressions. If you enjoyed watching this video, please make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, get your nose on that fragrance as well, and then hit that subscribe. Well, no, hit the subscribe, but hit it anyways. Till the next one, peace.